Stay tuned for Politics and Religion.
This Rasmussen report comes to us today. 48% of Americans see the government today as a threat to individual rights. Of course, the principal function of government is supposed to be the preservation of individual rights, but now then we've reached a point where Americans no longer see it that way. They see the government as being so all-pervasive and all-encroaching that it actually is a threat to the very rights it's supposed to defend. Nearly half of American adults see the government today as a threat to individual rights rather than a protector of those rights. The latest Rasmussen reports National Telephone Survey finds that 48% of adults see the government today as a threat to rights. 37% hold the opposite view. 15% are undecided. Most Republicans, 74%, and unaffiliateds, 51%, consider the government to be a threat to individual rights. Most Democrats, 64%, regard the government as a protector of rights. In other words, Democrats as a whole are for bigger and bigger government, whereas the Republicans would want lesser and lesser government. At least that's what this poll is saying, even though under Republican administrations recently, we have gotten more and more and bigger government as well, because the last few Republican governments we have had were closer to being Democratic governments than they really were Republican governments. Additionally, most Americans, 52%, say it is more important for the government to protect individual rights than to promote economic growth. Just 31% say promoting economic growth is more important. But again, a sizable number, 17% of adults, aren't sure which is more important. Is it the government's job at all to promote economic growth? Or are they just supposed to get out of the way and leave us alone? And if we want to earn more, we will work harder and we will be more innovative. But keep your hands off of it, should that be the true policy. In addition to this, Belgian lawyers are ready to charge Ehud Barak and Tzipi Livni for war crimes. Two Belgian lawyers working on behalf of a group of Palestinians plan to charge 14 Israeli politicians, including Ehud Olmert, Ehud Barak, Tzipi Livni, and Matan Vilnai, for crimes against humanity and war crimes. Two Belgian lawyers announced on Wednesday that working on behalf of a group of Palestinians, including significantly one who is a Belgian national, they were intending to charge 14 Israeli politicians, including Ehud Olmert and the list I already read to you, with crimes against humanity and war crimes. The lawyers, Georges Henry Rother and Alexis Deswaif, said they were acting on behalf of 15 Palestinian victims from Gaza and an additional man, Anawi El Oka, a Belgian doctor of Palestinian origin. The current charges would be brought against the Israeli leaders using the principle of universal jurisdiction, the lawyer said, and would focus on alleged crimes, including the use of phosphorus committed during the Israeli bombardment of Gaza in January of 2009. Now, this universal jurisdiction is somewhat controversial. Great Britain has a law just like this one, and the present British government that has just replaced the government of Gordon Brown has vowed that they will get rid of this universal jurisdiction law, because Tzipi Livni a few months ago had to cancel a trip to Great Britain when she found out there was a warrant issued for her arrest. Now, Britain's law simply says that any British citizen can take out a warrant for the arrest of anybody anywhere in the world. The crime does not have to be committed in Great Britain, and it does not have to affect British subjects. Very, very broad and very, very intrusive. And, of course, it has the ability to absolutely clog the courts forever. Britain claims she's going to get rid of that law. This law in Belgium, they tend to think that it at least has to affect a Belgium citizen, Well, that's the reason that this particular individual, this Belgian doctor, is one of the participants in this litigation, as well as 13 other Palestinians. So the beat goes on. The pressure on Israel is from every side, from every nation. We're seeing a recurring of the conditions for Hitler's Holocaust, it seems to me.
The Bible actually tells us that there's a war coming that's going to kill 2 billion human beings.
Define marriage.
I believe that marriage is the union between a man and a woman. But I do believe in civil unions.
Hamas has said clearly and publicly that they are not going to continue the truce, and the same day they attacked Israel.
When the confirmation of the covenant occurs, it marks the beginning of the final 7 years to Armageddon.
Today is Friday Open Lines. Give us a call right now, 1-877-ENDTIME.
Look, there are two things I don't discuss: politics and religion.
In my house, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion.
I'll talk to you about anything except politics and religion.
I never talk about politics and religion.
Politics determines how we'll live here on earth. Religion determines how we'll live forever. I'm Irvin Baxter. I think it's time we talk about it.
Well, it has been an interesting week here at Politics and Religion. Many good callers, many important questions, many issues dealt with. This is Open Line today. So if you're out there and you have something you want to talk about, right now is your time. The number to call is 1-800 or 1-877-END-TIME. I'm new at this. I've only been doing it 12 years. 877-END-TIME. That's 877-363-8463. And that is to be on the program with us today. Or if you would like to order something from End Time or perhaps make a donation, the number to call is 1-800-END-TIME. So we are taking your calls. It is Open Line. It is your day. So get out your fingers and begin to dial. 877-END-TIME, 877-363-8463. Well, it's been an interesting week. On Monday, we talked about a statement issued by Russian leader Dmitry Medvedev. He was saying that Russia should become a central player in the establishment of a new world